Welcome back to the Senders Unbuttoned podcast. Whoa. I am Sarah.
And I'm Julie, and we're excited to welcome Sarah Fisher to the podcast. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Very excited.
Yes, we're so excited to have you here, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. For those of you that don't know who Sarah is, right now she is starring on When Hope Calls as Hannah. So we're excited to talk with you and dig in a little about your role.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Let's dig.
Let's dig. Okay, so Hannah comes in episode 3, which we just saw last week,
Yes.
and meets Wyatt. Tell us about her arrival and about that meeting in particular with Wyatt.
So when Hannah gets into town, what I love about her and Wyatt, and what I continue to say, and what Nick and I continue to talk about in interviews when we're asked about the relationship of Hannah and Wyatt, is we love that it's such a slow burn between these two, because they're both leaders, they're both strong-minded people, and they don't agree right off the bat with many things. So that first conversation already plants that seed of this kind of tension that these two have between each other, which is so fun for us to play, because I've said it in a few other interviews, but what's so fun is then you get these small moments where one of them smirk a little bit, or one of them give an extra little look back at someone. And those moments are so big because these two characters really have a hard time off the bat getting along. So when we catch those little moments where they start to see a little piece of each other, a different side of each other, it's really quite powerful. In terms of the first scene that I filmed, what was so fun is I read, like, you get your call sheet that says what scenes you have the next day, and it said Hannah arrives on donkey carriage.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, it does. There's no other way. I'm riding into town. Donkey carriage is the way to go. And the donkey's name is Kramer. And he's been working for 10 years in the industry, and he's amazing. So fun. Great way to ride into Brookfield. It was great.
Epic.
Spectacular. I do kind of love that they don't have like a movie of the week meet cute.
Yes.
It is not like that.
Yeah. No, that's what Nick and I, from the beginning, we were like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that we're staying true to that slow burn, because throughout the season, again, you get these little moments, but that's all they are. You get these really little moments that are so powerful and so packed. Because what's funny is, as much as they're very different in a lot of ways, they're also kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
They're both very, very loyal people. And so I think the more they get exposed to that side of each other, the more they can't help but lean in a little bit. But then they both push back, because neither of them really want to go there. Hannah has no intention of staying when she first gets to Brookfield. So we'll have to see if that changes.
Well, it's kind of fun. She comes rolling in, but then she also gets to meet Tess in the restaurant, and another meet not that cute, not full of buttons.
Not that cute. Yeah. Yeah. Wendy Creason she is a sweet angel, powerful woman. I just adore her. And her character is this powerhouse as well. Yeah. So what's so fun is so's Hannah. So again, Hannah just keeps like kind of butting heads with people in Brookfield. But Hannah comes into this really warm, colorful, bright town. And something that's so cool is she does stand out in the way that she doesn't really fit in right off the bat. So it's so fun when she comes into town, how she rubs so differently with all these different characters. And with Tess, I mean, I don't even know what is the proper metaphor, but they just don't mesh. Like, they do not mesh at all.
Like oil and water, or
Thank you so much, Sarah. That's exactly what it is. They don't melt into each other at all. They are so strong and powerful, and just so don't get along. Which is so fun, because the second you call cut, Wendy and I are just cracking up a storm, hugging each other. Like, she's just so wonderful. Yeah. But yeah, they definitely butt heads when Hannah enters Brookfield, and the relationship between them has been really, really fun to play. It's been very exciting.
I love how Hannah says, yeah, she owns the place.
Yeah.
And then Tessa's like, I do.
Some people do. That was like, oh, well, abort.
Mark
This was
that
my
down.
I love that Hannah gives it back to her like right off the bat, and it doesn't, because she's so intimidating, right? A lot of people you can see in town just kind of go with whatever Tess is saying, but not Hannah. Yeah.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. That's the part that's just so fun to play, is that neither of them back down, which is so fun to, so fun.
It'll be fun to watch this play out. So let's talk a little bit about Hannah's background, because we don't know too much about her. We know her uncle was Ray, who owned the ranch, and we know she owns a dress shop. So what else is there? Is there more backstory? Are we going to learn more, or what do you think about that part of her?
Yeah, no, I think what's really interesting, and what I really love, about playing the role of Hannah, that's been really exciting, is she's kind of got a bit of both worlds. You know, she comes from St. Louis, like hustle world, had to work so hard to be in the position that she's in, to own her own company. She's a hard worker, go-getter, doesn't take no for an answer. So she's built this life out in St. Louis, and when she finds herself back in Brookfield, it tugs at her heartstrings a little bit, because that's where she grew up. That's her childhood, and she grew up, listening to amazing stories, and just gathering so much wisdom from Uncle Ray, and laughing on horses, and running in fields, and taking care of the cows. Like she's got that in her heart, and that's that core, loyal, passionate person. I think that was built in Brookfield in such a big way for Hannah. A big part of who she is, that you may not see right off the bat when she comes into Brookfield, really comes from growing up with horses, with Uncle Ray at the ranch. And so I think that that's something I've really loved, is it's that tug of war between the city and the country life, and which one's capture her heart in the end.
Yeah, she says she wants to go see her Uncle Ray. Do you think that was important to her story, to show that connection to Ray and Brookfield?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That scene is one of my favorite scenes that I got to film, because it kind of ties everything all together for her. I was like, if this relationship isn't clear, then we don't really believe or understand why Hannah does anything that she does. So it has to be so clear in any moment that I get to show that relationship. I knew had to be really, you just had to see the love, even though there's the loss. You have to see the moment of love. And when she sees him when she tells Wyatt to bring her to him, it's such a beautiful moment between them, because they just allow this open vulnerability to kind of just happen. They don't say very much, which I love. Nothing to be said. She just allows him to be in this space with her. But it's the first time she's really feeling his loss, because it sort of doesn't feel real until she's there. And it just hits her, and she tries her best to hold it in, because of who she is, and she tries really hard to hold it. But it's such a really powerful way to show the relationship that she had with him. So
and I think until that moment, as viewers, we're like, oh, is this going to be a good thing or a bad thing? Like, what are what are Hannah's intentions? So to be able to peer into that moment was important. It was really beautiful. You did such a great job. Could feel the emotion.
Thank you. Don't you think it's important that Wyatt is there too? It's like their story feels more like a shared space story.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why I'm like, it's such a cool thing, because they just start seeing each other really slowly. And that's what I love, is that, again, he sees a piece of her heart, she sees a piece of his, and they both go, okay. Like there's a little bit of that, and that just keeps happening and happening and happening. And they keep trying to like not lean in. And this is probably, I think, Hannah visiting Uncle Ray at his grave is probably one of the first moments we really get to see them both be in this different space together, even if they're not, discussing things and they're not really, her back's facing him the whole time, but they both are just sort of, they're safe in this space, which is really cool.
Right. Which is also interesting because the dynamic did not start off that way. So to be able to kind of go from that push to that safe spot or that safe moment where they could stay together. Yeah. And, we talk with a lot of people and everybody is very excited to see where the Hannah and Wyatt relationship goes. I think there's just something really that pulls you in with that push and pull and slow burn.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited. I'm very excited for what's coming, the episodes to come. I feel like every episode has so many beautiful, powerful, amazing moments. And I remember having read them every episode. I was like, oh my gosh, like I was getting so much more excited with everything that I was reading. So knowing where it's going to go, especially in the finale, is pretty exciting. Yeah, I can't really say anything. I wish I could, but yeah, I'm so excited for people to see it.
Were you getting the scripts like as you were shooting the episodes, or were you block shooting? How did that work? I know I'm shifting gear a little bit.
No. Let's shift. It's very, I mean, we would have the episodes. I don't know that I had all of them. I had the first two, I think. And then the other ones came pretty quickly thereafter, but we're also receiving updates constantly as the script is changing. So, we're constantly receiving different versions of the script pretty frequently. So I guess in my brain, it feels like just a stack full of scripts. So, which is great. I mean, Alfonso just did such a beautiful job. Who's the writer? He's just wonderful and brilliant. So, every different revision, I'd be like, let's go. And I'd be like, reading through it as quick as I could. So I seeing where the finale, where everyone ends up, all these beautiful, interesting stories and how they all intertwine with each other. There's so much action, which is so exciting. Nick Bateman, who plays Wyatt Parker, we were both really excited when we saw what was happening. We were like, oh, I hope this all works and there's no edits that get rid of it, because it was so awesome. And we got to do it. And on set, it was just, everything came to life in such an incredible way and very exciting way. So very excited for people to see all of it, the romance, the action, the laughs, all of it.
There's just a lot of different things happening, but the big piece of When Hope Calls is that there's an orphanage there. And in your first episode, in episode 3, Hannah actually gets to get woven into the orphans and the orphanage after she doesn't want to stay at the cabin with the raccoon.
I don't know why.
Feels a little run over by the vermin, so makes the decision to go to the orphanage. This was so compared to our other introductions, this was a very soft and sweet introduction at the orphanage. How fun was it to be able to do a scene with the kids at the orphanage?
Oh, it was a blast. I mean, the beautiful thing about this set is you're doing a lot of, you're working a lot with animals and children. Right. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but honestly, they are so brilliant. And it's so exciting as an actor to work with them, because there is such a different level of spontaneity in their work and just in being with them on set. I mean, the kids are brilliant. They're completely prepared and talented and just ready to go, and they're excited to be on set, and they're just such a pleasure and honor to work with. And so are the animals, because you never know what's happening or what's coming. You're going to see an all of a sudden your horse, whose head is like the size of your torso, like nudges you, and you just work with it. And I love it. It just keeps you on your toes, and that's what you want. You don't want to be so comfortable. You want to be able to feel like you don't know what's coming and what's happening either, right? So it's really, I've worked with horses on a show before, and I loved every moment of it. It was just it's a very fun way to work as an actor. Again, it just really keeps you always guessing. And the children do the exact same thing. They're brilliant.
Now, we know that the orphanage is an actual house that you go into, and like a working set, I guess. Is the cabin on the ranch the same way, or were you shooting those somewhere else?
So the cabin, the amazing thing is the everyone who works on this set is just so talented. They built the ranch within about 2 weeks. It was not there. And then within a couple, I think it was about 2 weeks, 14 days or so, the whole ranch was built. And I
Wow.
was like, what? Like, it was incredible and it's beautiful. And we've been able to film a lot of scenes in there since. So it's been really, really fun being in that space. And they just, the decoration in the building, like all of it is just really, really beautifully done. And I was in so much shock. I couldn't believe how fast they did it. So yeah, just like the orphanage, it's just a complete house. Like you would never know that it's a set, really. So yeah, it was a pretty incredible how quick they got that up and running.
Wow.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
it was
amazing.
so fast, wild.
Yeah.
You've got the where all the cows are right behind it.
Yep.
The whole area, and then you have to actually get in a truck. And when it rains and it's all mud, you're in a truck like all over the place with mud flying to get to my ranch because it's really far away. And every set is like a huge, beautiful field. Like it's just like you're in your own little town or city all
Wow.
together. Wow, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It was so fun to be there.
So how, in real life, how close is the set to your ranch to Tess's?
So Tess's is, you go past the town, you go past Brookfield, past the orphanage. She's right past the orphanage, and then you go farther back into like the back of the field, and that's me. So she's up the hill, and I'm like way far out into the field, but not too far. Maybe like a 5-minute truck ride to get there.
That's pretty far. Yeah.
It's not close. Yeah, Tess and Hannah don't want to be that close together, so she suggested it.
Well, not right now, but maybe in the future. They'll come over to, borrow a cup of sugar, whatever it might be. So they built this ranch for you, but it looks old. So did they use like old wood to build? And
I wish I had those answers, Julie. I have no idea.
It looks really cool, though, right?
Yeah, set decoration. They made it look incredible, and I'm sure they pulled a lot of antique pieces and stuff. And the place, has such a beautiful charm, and like it's been there for so long. Is how we wanted it to feel, how they wanted it to feel, and they just put it together perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing to see how it's all set up, and then of course when you're watching it now, you can kind of visualize a little bit more like the lay of the land. So like we need a map. We need a little map.
Oh yeah, and you do. It is such a huge set, which is again, I mean, the second year in Brookfield, you've got horses, carriages, buggies, like all these different things, and all the stores are all bright and beautiful, and it's just. And the cool thing is, when you look at it in a field, you just see one to the other, like you just see like this, a bunch of stores, and then there, and it's just and then an open field. So when you're in the town, you feel like you're in this endless town, but when you're there, it's like, this is the town. And it's so cool. Like I love being on sets like that. I just think it's the second someone kind of plops you in Brookfield, you really feel like you're back in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Isn't it, doesn't the set really help make you feel like you're in the place though, too, to have a set like that?
Oh, absolutely. The set is so beautiful. And I've got to say, hair, makeup, and wardrobe are incredible. I mean, I'm also so impressed with just about everyone who would wear, you're wearing like 8 pounds of clothes, and it's so awesome. Like you're in these big boots, curtain that you're wearing, and it's just beautiful. Like they did such an amazing job. I know that we had spoken from the beginning again of Hannah kind of coming into town and not looking like she fits in. So we've got, hair and makeup do such a beautiful job. I've got all these like billions of hair extensions, unfortunately. But all these hair extensions have got this like mermaid braid going on, and wardrobe just do a beautiful job. I don't know how they find the pieces they find. This one coat
that suit?
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, they make
so beautiful.
It's incredible. They're so talented, but it really helps as an actor because it puts you back into the 1920s. You really do feel like you're there. You're in that world. So it's all of them together. They're just brilliant, talented, and they really help make our job easier.
We were talking about your wardrobe, so I'm curious if you had a favorite outfit that Hannah got to wear.
Oh man. That's hard. I think my favorite outfit is she wears this amazing jacket that's like a deep purple red. This like coat that's got these like cuffs. She's got her gloves. That's one of my favorite outfits that she wears. There's so many, but that's one of my favorite ones that she's in. It's just, I don't know. Again, they made so many of the outfits as well, and it's got that extra little touch of magic because of that. And it's I think that was one of my favorite ones.
Because she tells the kids at the orphanage that she has a fashion shop. And so she needs to have a little bit of fashion.
That's right. She's got, it's funny. I've been trying my best, and it's made me really appreciate the wardrobe department. I've tried so hard in my interviews and all the interviews I've done with the season coming out so far to try and get any little thing that could be a hint of Hannah Lawrence, because she's the fashion girl. So I'm always trying to find, the puff sleeves was all I really had to work with today, but I've been trying to, thank you. I've tried to find something that kind of maybe resembles some of the influence and the time and the outfits that she would wear. But again, it's tricky. I'm so blown away with what they're able to pick and find from for all the characters. They all look incredible.
Right.
They do. Yeah. It's fun to see the difference in how Hannah dresses as opposed to or something. So, well, it'll be fun to watch it continue on and see if she changes the way she dresses and the way, as she.
Who knows? Maybe there'll be cowgirl boots, cowgirl hat. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it all out. A cute cowgirl hat would be
so fun.
Yeah.
Every time I saw someone in a cowboy hat, I was like,
yeah. Like Tess has one that's, little worn, right? But
hers is great. She looks fabulous.
Kind of a fresh and clean. Yeah. There's still the 1920s. This is not going to be a pink hat. This is a cowgirl hat. This is going to be a leather hat, but kind of feels like she needs one that's kind of fresh and clean.
I agree. Or maybe one of Uncle Ray's. That would be nice.
That would be
sweet.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Maybe Wyatt finds it for her and
she, that would be sweet. She has a scene where I have a scene where Hannah is wearing Uncle Ray's coat, and I love that. Like, she just kind of puts on his oversized jacket.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet moment.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Let's talk episode 4 a little bit. Because that was a great episode. We learned a little bit more about Hannah, but there's this big auction for the ranch because Tess, after she offers money for the ranch and Hannah declines, there's that really nice moment too when Wyatt and Hannah kind of decide, and he tells her, I'm sorry, my mind is going all over the place, but he tells her that it's priceless, right? It's priceless to Uncle Ray. But so there's the auction, and that brings a lot of excitement to the town. So let's talk about that big scene and just about filming it with so many different people and the big room. Tell us give us some
absolutely.
Scenes.
What's fun about scenes like that is it's fun to have everyone together. There were so many people involved. So you're on set with a big group of us, which is always such a blast and so much fun. And there's a lot going on. Like, there's so many different parts. So when you're filming it, these people are going to pretend to talk in the background. And sometimes in one shot, we're going to capture these people over here having a side conversation. Then we're going to move over here. We're going to get your little piece. And then we're going to get this person's little piece. And we're going to go. So there's all these different little pieces that we're getting. So, you're all kind of working together in the scene. I believe it was that scene where it was a very long scene. So you're in it. And again, the camera's moving and our DP, Johnny's just absolutely incredible and brilliant. And he, we'll go around and make sure we capture everybody. And we're all in this scene for like 5 minutes because it's maybe, for example, I can't remember if it was, but it's about 5 pages or so, let's say. And, you're capturing this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment. And all of us we kind of have to have ears out to make sure we know when we're going to start and when this group has done their bit. So you're into your bit. You have to kind of feel when the camera's coming around. And I love stuff like that. I love when it's busy and it's moving and we're all in it together. And there's a lot happening for so many characters at one time. So it's not, we all have things that are really life altering that are happening at the same time and we're all being affected by it. And what I love about that scene is what brings Hannah to make this big decision. It's so specific and there's so much magic in that because life is so specific. And I love that she gets this little piece of Uncle Ray and she hears it, she sees it, and it really impacts her and it really affects her. And before she can even think, she just gets up and goes, no, I'm here. I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
And I just love how specific the moment was that made her realize that she wasn't done here, which is really was another scene that, again, nothing was really said for me, but I'm watching this gentleman at the table beside picking at his peanuts, and that's all it took, and I'm just watching. And all of a sudden it's like a wave comes over her and she's like, I love that. I love that all it took was a little bowl of peanuts. That's all that it took for Hannah to realize that she wasn't ready to leave Brookfield yet. And I don't think she knew what that meant or what that looked like or what it was going to be, if she's going to stay forever, if she's going to stay for another week, if she's going to keep it and give it to Wyatt, or if she's like, I don't think she's got any answers in that moment other than I can't let this go.
Right.
And it affects so many people. And, we've got all these amazing characters who are all not very happy with her decision because it kind of shakes things up in the town because it's big news that this ranch was open. It was really big. It was a game changer for a lot of people. And now she's taking that opportunity away from them and no one's really happy about it. But she realizes it's the right thing. And Wyatt gets that little moment, that little sparkle of, wow, like, okay. So, they have a little connection between them where they both realize how much it really does mean to them. And so it kind of brings them a little closer as well.
That scene has a lot of fun things in it. There's so many people bidding, including a fun star cameo by Jesse Hutch.
Yes, Jesse Hutch is so lovely. He's fantastic. And it's just so fun because you've got these characters like him and Wendy Cruzen who are just the sweetest, most amazing humans, so lovely. And then when the cameras come up, they've got this intensity and this like hard shell about them. But no, Jesse's so great. Such a pleasure. I had so much fun working with him. It's been really, really fun. And again, to see the tension between those characters as well was also really fun because both of them are like, what? And I kind of storm out. I'm like, I'm not going to deal with any of this because I'm already going through it. So I'm out. So yeah, it was very cool, very exciting scene. So much happening, so packed, with so much tension and so much conflict between everybody, really. And I love scenes like that. It's such a blast to film.
Yeah.
Sweet moment there. Wyatt actually just walks right up and stands right by Hannah. Yeah. Doesn't say much, but very much standing next to her.
Yeah, that's part of what I love so much about the relationship between them is that it really is those small moments and that they're not really packed with like them asking each other a bunch of questions about where they come from, like all these things. Like it's not a typical, there's a lot of silence between the two of them. And I love that because you feel so much of that sparkle in the air that you don't really need anything to be said. And it's because we only get so many moments like that between them because there's so many moments of tension off the top. So whenever we start to get those little moments of the two of them connecting, it really, it's so much bigger. Even if it's this small moment, it's so much bigger than it might read on paper. Oh no. I don't know why it does that.
Good.
I'm sorry, stand by. Okay, let's see. There she goes. There we go. So anyway, so no, she yeah, there's so many moments where we just get this little peek into what could be between the two of them, which is really exciting. Yeah, it's beautiful when he stands by her. Nothing needs to be said. Actions speak louder, and she gets that he's right there, which is great.
Right. I mean, you can really see that they might not see eye to eye on everything right now. They might not even totally like each other right now, but the trust has been building. So there's like these little baby steps of trust. And
yeah, exactly.
It's like they know where each other's hearts are in terms of Uncle Ray and his ranch, and they both want what's best. And you can.
Well, and I think, yeah, absolutely. I think Wyatt's also, I think he's so surprised in such a good way when Hannah decides to stay. I think he wasn't expecting that at all. She's got a completely separate life in St. Louis. She had no plan to stay. And it kind of completely shakes up her world completely. And so that's a really big tell for him of who she is. So that's a really big moment. Again, not much may be said, but you see his wheels turning and he really starts to see her for who she is, which is a pretty magical moment.
Yeah. And the opposite of what he was saying when she first came into town, like, oh, there was that whole bit where he's like, you haven't lifted anything but a pretty dress. And, now he's seeing her true.
And she doesn't like that. He was like,
I will prove you wrong.
Takes the heaviest thing of hay. She's like, nope, not me.
I like that about Hannah.
Yeah,
right?
Me too. Yeah, she's tough. She's tough for sure. She doesn't really let people tell her how things are. She kind of she stands her ground. So she's been really, really just a fun character to bring to life for sure.
Yeah. And I think it's fun too, as a viewer, to watch Hannah and Tess, because we are privy to the fact that they actually are a lot alike, and they just have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly, they're so close. That's why they can't get along. Like, that's why they keep butting heads. And the same with Wyatt. You're right. They have a lot of similar qualities. Right. So it's so funny that they can't see that and see why it could be also a great thing. They're just all kind of protecting themselves in a different way.
Right. Like, Tess very much wanted the ranch because she's trying to make their ranches viable. And then Hannah decides not to sell it, and she's just mad. But Hannah wants to hang on to the ranch and what it means, and what her uncle gave it to her. Right.
Absolutely.
But it leaves Hannah with feeling like she doesn't have any friends. She has a real sweet talk on the boardwalk with Nora. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Cindy, oh no, hold up. It seems like she always needs just a moment and then she wakes right back up. I don't know if no idea.
She's exhausted from all the press you've been doing.
It really is. She's like, I've had it. I'm out. We're done. So Cindy Busby is amazing. Yeah. She's such a lovely, beautiful, talented, brilliant woman. She is so much fun to work with. And it's interesting because it's almost Hannah and Nora, the relationship kind of happens very quickly. Mm-hmm. And because Hannah finds herself in her home all of a sudden, they're for dinner and they're overnight, and they have all these really sweet moments between each other. But what's so interesting about it is that I don't think Hannah expects the open arms that Nora gives her. Nora's like, come into my home, eat our food, sleep in our bed, like, you are home here. And that's the first little piece of home that I think Hannah experiences. And I don't think she really knows what to do with it. I think she's totally thrown by it off the top. And you kind of see this moment where Hannah's like, oh, really? Okay. Like, I don't think she
I have a friend.
like, exactly. Though I think she's kind of thrown by it in a beautiful way. And so there's not even that many scenes that we have together where you get to see Hannah and Nora's relationship build. But every time they're together, there's like this beautiful trust that just exists between the two of them. They're both strong, powerful, loyal, women, and there's just this trust that's between them that doesn't really need to be explained. And I think Hannah leans into that. And I love that. There's just so many strong, powerful women in Brookfield. And I love that. Same with Maggie. Hannah doesn't have a lot of opportunities to be with her, like simply because, Hannah gets all these bites in this whole situation, which I may have not been able to say, but Hannah gets this situation that brings her to Maggie. And similar with Maggie, they have this trust that's just there, and they don't really need to explain it, and they don't really need to understand why it's there. But in both relationships, you see Hannah's softer side pretty quickly. Right. And it's protected by these women. We all protect each other. And I really love that. I think it's a beautiful story to tell. And it's just these relationships with all the women in Brookfield are just really beautiful. There's obviously some tension as well, which is important. You need that conflict, which is great. But between, Nora and Hannah at the end of episode 4, Hannah basically says, I'm your friend. You've got somebody here. Because Hannah's like, Nora tells her, you've got a friend. And on one hand, I think Hannah's like, thank you. I think there's she has no idea what she's doing. She doesn't know what her life's going to look like. She doesn't know Uncle Ray isn't there. So her heart is partially gone because he's not there. So she doesn't know what life's going to look like. And she feels like she's in it on her own, but it felt like the right thing, which shows a lot of who Hannah is. But it also shows so much about who Nora is, because
I think it's a beautiful thing to see Nora and Hannah, because Nora is brand new to town too, and she doesn't really have a friend either. I mean, we've seen her talk with Maggie once or twice, but really she's establishing herself here the same way that Hannah is. So I'm hoping, we only have 2 episodes left, but do you think we'll get to see more of, the Brookfield girl gang?
I love that. First of all, that's fabulous. Yes, I think in different ways you will. But I will say things in Brookfield take a hard turn in so many different ways that I wish I could tell you so badly. But there's a lot that goes on. The whole world of Brookfield gets shaken up in such a bigger way than I could even hint at this point. So a lot of curveballs are coming, but you will see a lot of really beautiful, sweet moments between a lot of different characters for sure.
Yeah. So last 2 episodes are jam-packed, it sounds like.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for people to see it. I can't wait. Yeah. They were very exciting to film. So I can't wait to see how it turns out, because we haven't seen them either. So we're watching with you. So I can't wait to watch it.
It'll be fun.
It will be fun. I feel like, so we've seen 4 of the 6 episodes, right? And I feel like we're setting up for so much more, to the point that I feel like the Hannah and Tess relationship is actually a longer arc, more than a season.
I would agree. Yeah, I would definitely say that I think there's a lot more to come for those 2 and many of the other characters and relationships, for sure. Yeah, I think it's all just starting, for sure.
Well, that's exciting. 2 more episodes left. It feels sad that it's almost over.
I know, but it went by so fast, because every week it's been so exciting. We're all on this high of like getting this new episode and getting to tease all these new things, and then getting to talk about it with everybody. And so it's been a really exciting time with episodes coming out each week. It's been such a fun time. So I'm sad that it's getting closer and closer to the end, but at the same time, I'm really excited for people to see where it's going to go. So I'm very excited for that as well.
I'm excited too, because we've spent, the first 2 episodes were kind of wrapping up the old Brookfield and bringing in the new. And then last week felt a lot like episode 3 felt like a lot, some setup. So we got a little story in 4 where now we kind of know where everybody is, and we know Hannah is staying, at least for now. So excited to see where all the stories pick up. and
Yeah.
where they
Oh,
leave us hanging, because I'm sure we will be left hanging.
oh,
with
I'm
some.
sure you will. I'm sure you will. I can't wait to just, yeah, when the finale comes out, just to see everyone's reaction and response and where people think the stories are all going to go and the relationships. It'll be really fun to hear from everybody what their thoughts are, for sure. Very excited for that.
Great. So it sounds like, sorry, Julie, go ahead. No, I was going to say something exciting happening for Hannah. Like, do we get an exciting storyline?
We definitely get a very exciting storyline as the viewer. How Hannah feels about it might feel a little different, but for us, oh yeah, it's a very exciting storyline. It's fantastic. It was something Nick Bateman and I were talking about when we had read the script. We were so excited and on the edge of our seat, and we were like, I hope it doesn't get cut. I hope we get to do this, and we did. And it was a blast. And actually filming it, just seeing it all come to life, and then seeing little clips and pieces I've seen, which is very little, but I've seen a little bit, and all of it looks just, it's, you can't take your eyes away from the screen. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Fans will love that for sure. Yeah, everyone's going to be excited to see that, and the excitement roll out on the screen the next two episodes. So now that you've filmed a season of When Hope Calls, what is it about Hannah that makes her special to you?
Well, that's a really good question. A few things. One is I love the tug of war between the city and the country life. I love that she's trying to find her place. I completely relate to that. I think everybody does. It looks different for all of us, and that's beautiful. And Hannah really has a lot of things to discover about herself and her heart and where she wants to be and what world fits her life and her dreams best. So she's really she's really stuck between these two different worlds. And again, I can absolutely relate to her in so many different ways. So on that side of things, she's been such a fun character to bring to life. But on the other side, I've never worked in a film or show where it's back in time, where we're in the 1920s. Never done a time period piece. So
okay,
hair, makeup, wardrobe, down to the boots, down to how the little trying to think brooch that she wears here. Yeah, like down to every little detail. I and even in my preparation as an actor, how did they walk? How did they walk into the room? Hannah's got this presence where her back's a little bit straighter and her head's a little bit more held high than mine might be. And so what does that feel like and look like? How much work did it take for her to get in the position she's in to be able to own her own dress company? At that time, what did that look like? So the additional that additional part of the research and the work as an actor, it's been such an interesting journey as well. So yeah, I think there's a beautiful message to all of it. It's never too late to say yes to an opportunity that might be scary in the healthiest way, and to just dive headfirst into it and trust your gut, trust your instinct, trust what feels right, and know that you're going to figure it out as you go. Because she comes into Brookfield, her whole world gets flipped upside down, and she just trusts that somehow she's going to figure it out. And I think it's a nice reminder for all of us that, you're one decision away from something that could be really beautiful decision or move for you. So yeah, there's a lot to her into that. And she's also different from me. It's really fun to play someone whose energy is, there's an interview where they were like, your energy is very different from Hannah. Because I love that it's so different. That's part of, as an actor.
It's fun for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, like saying yes to any role. Often it's because I see that there's something different about them. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting thing. I want to dive into that. What does that look like? What does that mean? What are their, so it's been really fun to play someone that is very, we have some similarities, but we're also very different. And I find that really exciting because I love a challenge. So it's been so much fun.
I love that. Okay, so you are not a stranger to being on a series, but what makes When Hope Calls stand out, or what makes it special?
I think it is the set of being back in 1920, because I'm so excited. I got to show some of my family around the set, and it was so exciting because it really is just magical. It really takes you right back, and it's not just the set; it's the animals, like it's the children, like it's everything that brings the set to life as well. You know, everyone I've met and worked with on this set has been so lovely and so wonderful to work with, and again, just pay so much close attention to detail, which I just respect and appreciate so much. But the second you're on that set and you're in that like kind of sand road with all these horses and buggies going by with people in these fabulous suspenders and the coolest hats you've ever seen, with like, it's just, you go back in time and you're in this whole other world. And it just, it's so, again, the animals are incredible. Like it's so amazing to be on a horse for a scene and just be riding in a field. Like it just blows my mind. It's, you know, I'm always on set just being blown away. How is this my job? I would pay to do this. Like it's just so fun.
Yeah, how is this your job? Is as you say, so how is this your job? How did you get into acting? Was that something you wanted your whole life? Were you a little kid and were like, I'm gonna be an actor? Or how'd you get there?
You know, as a young person, I've always had a lot of energy, that's for sure. My parents always say when they would lose me and couldn't find where I was at a birthday party or something, they'd never be like, Sarah. They would go, Sarah, because I'd be climbing on everything. So as a young person, the energy was always very there. But I actually was always a singer, and I started songwriting later on into my teens. I would actually skip class to write a song. And it got to a point where my teacher would be like, where are you? Like, well, I remember one time I told him, I said, I've got a song and I need to write it. And he said, okay, fine, but please come before the class is over. I was like, I'll try my best. Like I was always running away to a piano and to singing and music as much as I could. So I was always artistic and creative, but acting was if you got me in high school up on stage to act, I was like, what? Like it wasn't something, I was very comfortable singing on stage. I did it often, but acting was never something I had thought about until I had a gap year. And I tried an acting class, and I was encouraged a few times to seek representation, to get an agent, to which at first I was like, I don't think I'm very good. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm very green. Let me like learn how to do it. And then maybe we'll see if this is something that could happen. And I got encouraged again from the school to that there were meetings set up. So I met with one agent. I met with a second on a Friday. And the following week I had a couple more meetings set up, and I went in with my mom, and we left. Meeting went great. We said, we'll let you know next week after we have a few more meetings, we'll let you know. And we left, we went to the car, and very quickly my mom went, we have to go back up and sign today. And I was like, Mom, this is really embarrassing, because we left and we made it very clear that we're going to give it weekend and a few days. Like we weren't going to let them know. So now I feel like it's weird. I feel like this is awkward. Can't we just let them know next week? Like this is going to get weird. And she went, no, we got to go up and sign today. I feel it. We have to. And I trust Mom. I trust Lorene. Her gut's always right. So we went right back up. We said, I'm sorry. We think you're great. We'd love to sign with you today. So we signed with this agent that day on a Friday. And they said, that's awesome. We've already got an audition for you on Monday, which was for a TV series called Degrassi, to play the role of Becky Baker, which I played for 3 years. So and Degrassi is forever home to me. Everyone involved in the show and with the show, fans, cast, crew, everyone behind the scenes, Mama and Papa Degrassi, Stephen Stone and Linda Schuyler, who created the show. I mean, it's forever home and family to me in every way. It was the most, I couldn't be luckier or happier to have started my journey as an actor on that show, because I got to learn how to act on set. I was still in acting classes constantly. By no means did I think I had it figured out. So I still don't think I do. I don't think we ever do. I think we should always be learning. I think if we think we've got it all figured out, we're kind of closing ourselves off to how much more we can grow.
Right. Yeah.
So
what a way to learn, though, right? You just get your first gig.
Can we rewind for a minute? So your first gig was for Degrassi, like the Canadian super hit, and you were on, I have 78 episodes. That was your first audition.
Yes. That was my first audition. Yeah.
That you weren't going to say yes to yet by Monday.
Well, I did in the end 4 auditions before I booked the part. I did 4 auditions for it. Yes, and it was amazing. It had anything worked out in almost like an hour different. I don't know where I'd be today. I have no idea. So the fact that we just all trusted our guts, we just trusted what was happening and we just kept moving with it. And it was the most incredible learning experience you could ever possibly ask for, especially specifically that set. It was just magic every day. And I'm very close with so many people who I grew up with on the show. So little did I know, I graduated high school just to go right back into high school.
Right? But shout out to your mom for
Yeah.
saying, actually, we're going to go
Yeah.
back. And I bet that's not so unusual that once, especially you're not 8, you're older, so that you two could actually talk about it face to face and then turn around and go back.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. And she's got such an intuition in that way. She really does have these things come to her and she goes, we should do this. And I just, I'm very lucky. My mom and I are best friends. And I do trust very much when she feels something that it's the right thing. So we did it and it changed my entire life. I don't know if I ever would have had that audition, and I really don't know where I'd be today. So I'm very, very grateful for her. Yeah.
That's the best story. And mom gut is not something to mess with.
That's a real, true, beautiful thing. Trust it and listen to it. Everything.
Has that impacted how you now as an adult kind of take roles or have things come your way? Are you somebody that really very much listened to that instinct?
Yeah, I think it's something that I've learned more and more, like every year. I feel like I actually just, even, I'm from Toronto, Canada, very proud, happy Canadian. And I trusted my gut to moving to LA, and I've been here for 3 years now. And it's, it's been one of the best decisions I've made. And that was very much kind of coming into it, having no clue why I felt this need to go, but I felt like I needed to come here. And I did. So yeah, I feel like, the more you experience in life and the more you trust your gut, and then it goes well and these beautiful things unfold. And that doesn't mean that it's easy, but I think I've learned the importance of trusting your gut. And with roles, I love a challenge. So often when I take on a role, it's because there's some element, there's some part of the character or the role that I find interesting, or that I don't know much about, or that is very different from me. And so that's it. A challenge is something I get excited by. So I feel like that's often with roles. It's definitely a gut feeling, but it's also what interests me about them. What do I not know about that I want to learn about? It's a lot of curiosity as well, for sure.
So your background was in singing.
Yes.
Can at some point Hannah maybe sing a little?
I hope so.
If we don't at some point in this series have Hannah horseback riding, running through fields, singing some sort of whatever it is, I don't know, something's not right.
I feel like we need Hannah singing on the show for sure. This
that would
needs
be
to
really
happen.
fun. I'm not sure where it would fit in the storyline, but you know what? I'm going to try my best and we'll find a way. Maybe I'll just randomly break out into song and we'll just kind of see.
Could she be singing in the barn to the horses and then Wyatt come in?
Yes.
Yes, she could. 100%.
So sweet. She'd be like taking care of the horses, singing to the horses, and he comes in and just like leans at the doorway and listens to her sing.
Yeah, they couldn't agree more. I think that's a beautiful. I'm going to pitch it. I'm pitching it.
Because
I love that.
A tall, handsome cowboy leaning would also go over well with the fandom. So
there you go. Yeah, he just joins into the song. It just becomes a musical.
Yeah,
lean and enjoy her singing to the horses, and it'd be like that quiet moment again. that quiet moment again. So, Sarah, will you play a game that's not really a game?
Absolutely, I will always play a game. Let's go.
Yeah, so it's not really a game. It's called Favorites, and you can just tell us one or more than one. There's no limit to this of a favorite thing. So, do you have a key that you love to watch or something you've watched recently?
Okay, so many. I'm going to say the first two that popped in my head. Remember the Titans? It's one of my favorite movies. Phenomenal. And so is
good.
Inside Out. I think Inside Out is one of the smartest movies. I just think it's brilliant for not just young people, for all of us, for everybody.
Everyone.
I have a lot of favorite movies. But those are two ones that first.
Okay, those are two big hits at this household too. Yeah. So I mean, Remember the Titans? I just
beautiful. Oh, and so powerful. Such a phenomenal movie. Yeah.
Right. It's just so good. And then Inside Out, and all, like, somebody acknowledged emotions, like, and right to
And the
have
comedy, hints of comedy in Inside Out is so well done as well. It's great. It's so good.
right.
Yeah.
And I love that you can talk to kids and say the person from that, and then they understand, like, do you feel like this? Or it's just so
Yeah,
so
it's great
good.
for
So
adults too. It's so well done. It's so brilliant.
right.
Both
Don't you think
years.
that's what makes an animated movie the best? Is if the kids
I
love it
love
and
animated
the
movies.
adults love it.
Yeah, it's so
Right.
good.
So good. Do you have a TV series that you're currently streaming, or a TV series that you particularly love?
Oh, so many. One growing up that I watched a lot was Friends. I really loved Friends. Friends was a really great show. I remember seeing it when I was like 10, and I watched it just ongoing for so many years. So that was a show I kind of grew up with. That was on like cable, like our old
Yeah.
little TV.
Everywhere.
Like, I remember
Still
that.
is.
So that's a little piece of home for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I remember driving to my friend's house just to watch Friends every Thursday night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah, when the biggest TV used to be on Thursday night. Remember that? Like,
Yeah.
that's when
All
the
the good
top shows
shows.
aired, Thursday night. Oh,
I'll
I'll never
man.
forget that.
That was great.
What about a favorite hobby?
Oh man, a favorite hobby is shopping a hobby? Is that allowed?
Yeah, 100%.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, so many things. I love a beach day. I love going to the movies. I don't know if that's a hobby. That might not really,
Yeah.
but we're gonna pretend that it is. I love going to the movies. I'm constantly going to movies. Yeah, those are the three first ones I thought about. I'm sure there's many
love
more
it.
that you can think about.
Do you have a favorite movie that you saw in the movie theater, or something recently that you were like, oh, the movie theater experience was so
You know
good?
what? I just I mean, so many. Oh, what's one of the ones that I've seen? Oh, I've seen so many movies recently. It's like all piling up in my head. I'm actually maybe seeing a movie today, but I don't know which one I'm gonna see yet. Sinners,
I love
Sinners.
that.
That one I had just seen with Michael B. Jordan, which was incredible. I just saw that movie, which was great. It was really beautiful movie. Just so beautifully shot. So much talent. It was great. Yeah,
Sometimes
and whatever I had to see today.
you guys just being there for the big screen,
the movie theaters 90% of the time.
right? You get the big screen and the popcorn, and it's just so good.
Popcorn and the chocolate. You got to mix the salt and sweet up together and just throw it on in there. It's great. It's a beautiful thing.
The more salt, the better. Yeah.
Fun fact, when my adult children go with me to the movie, they still line up behind me to get the kid pack. Like, my son's telling my daughter-in-law, get in line, you're getting a kid pack. She's like, what?
That's so funny. Oh, I love that. It's the best though. You
gotta get a kid pack.
Yeah.
Right? No, but you need that. You need, like, you have all those things, and then the screen is big.
Sure.
And
oh, it's so great. So great. I saw Wicked with my niece and nephew. I mean, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times, let's be real, but I did see it with them for the first time, which was so fun. It was so fun.
and on the big screen.
That was the last thing I've seen in the theater.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Wicked.
great. Such a great movie to have seen. So good. Oh, such a fan.
Yep.
Okay, so what are you listening to? Do you have favorite music or band, musician?
Singer.
Oh,
Song.
This one's always tough because I listen to such a variety of different types of music that I love. So, oh man. Oh, a singer. Who am I listening to right now? I also love musicals. Like I love putting on like Wicked is just I have that playlist going constantly. So amazing.
Favorite song?
Yes, I mean Defying Gravity always makes me cry.
Yeah.
Constantly. It's just so amazing.
Yeah.
But there's actually one that's an instrumental that I also love. That's just music and it just makes you want to cry. It starts really sad almost and then it builds into this beautiful, and I wish I knew the name of it because it's an instrumental sort of additional track. But Defying Gravity, so phenomenal. And yeah, that extra track is just it just like makes you want to cry in like a beautiful, happy way. So yeah, Wicked I have on repeat all the time.
Yeah. Do you have another favorite musical like that? Does anything top?
Oh my
Wicked,
gosh, Les
or-
Mis is I don't know.
Yeah.
Wicked is in my top like 3. Like Wicked, I love. Les Mis is phenomenal. I love Les Mis. It's just the music, just it's so powerful.
Is there a song in Les Mis that just you love?
I Dreamed a Dream. I love. I grew up singing it. I love singing the songs from Les Mis. I Dreamed a Dream is beautiful. Yeah, so many good, amazing songs. I could go. Look, put it this way. When I was in London with my family on a vacation, we went to 7 musicals in 6 days. That's where we're at. I love it. Brothers. That's the level of like, we just love going to musicals. So
I love that. I love that.
Same. Well, all right, before we wrap up, I noticed on your list of credits that you scored a movie before. Are you planning to do that again?
So with music, it's actually, so I haven't scored a movie before, but what I have done is I've got a few of my songs that I've co-wrote with people purchased by different movies I've been in.
Oh, okay. I think it said, yeah.
I think the reason it might have is on one set I did kind of come up with, it was so long ago, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I feel like we were getting very creative on the spot with sort of coming up with something. And I think that might be what that was. And I may have written and or come up with a really quick lullaby. I think that's what it was. So I think technically I came up with it, but it was like a kind of a sentence or two of a little lullaby that I wanted to incorporate with the character and with the role. So I think, so you're totally right. I think that's what that was. So I haven't scored a whole movie, which would be amazing and so cool, but I don't know that I've got piano down the way I need to for that to happen. But
got a credit.
Well, I mean, that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, thank you. Well, what I love is when my two worlds collide, because I grew up in music and singing, and it's always going to be a huge passion and love of mine. So I sometimes find on set, if someone finds out that I sing, we incorporate it, or they find a way and they go, great, let's have you do something and have you sing, or what music could we pull and actually purchase and put in the movie or the show. So I've had that happen a good handful of times now, that it's been really exciting. I just love when I get to do both. If I'm on set and singing, I'm like, oh, like my heart could not be smiling bigger. It makes me so happy. So yeah, so that's been a really cool experience when the two worlds collide.
Well, we hope we get to see more of that for you in the future.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Well, it's been so fun, Sarah, to get to know you a little bit and to learn more about Hannah. We are so excited to see the final 2 episodes of When Hope Calls. And we hope you come back again sometime. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Tomorrow. I'll be there. Thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for watching or listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.